Let's try this IG style. Welcome in, everybody. We were trying to do an interview with Mr. Damon Williams on StreamYard, and StreamYard is not letting us be great right now. So we're going to try this here. And let me see. Instagram doing the most. What's up, y'all? Thank y'all for coming in. Yes, here we go again. We're going to try to see if we can do this the right way because all this technology is having some major issues today. So you know what, Julio? Yo ass an uncle. What the hell you doing calling me auntie? Thank you, Granny, for the badge. Matter of fact, while you're in here talking about aunties, buy a damn badge. That's how you get back on my good side, okay? So let me get our guest in here and see if I can find him and see if we can work it out this way. We tried it on StreamYard. Wasn't happening. So we're going to try it on this neck of the woods. So I hope everybody's doing well. Let me get my co-host up in here. My favorite hoochie. Y'all ever have a favorite hoochie? I got one. Got a few. Just saying. If y'all in here, share the live, like the live. Hopefully my co-host will be joining me along with our special guest if he's available because we could not do this interview on StreamYard for some reason. Okay, Heifer, send your request in here. You know what? Julio, I'm going to deal with your ass when I get through with this damn show. She's both Jay Dilla. She's my hoochie and my heifer. Okay? So we're going to try it on this one here. Let's see. Heifer, how come you haven't sent a request, Heifer? There you go. I'm about to say, don't be doing it to me. It's supposed to be heifers. I'm going to deal with Julio up in here talking shit in the comments. I'll deal with your ass.
I don't need you rushing me like this, okay? Our eyes are coming.
Well, then you think you're cute now. You got all your little...
Boo-boo, I'm always cute, okay? I got the chocolate going for y'all.
This heifer thinks she's cute because she got all her little goddess shit up in her hair. Go ahead, girl. I like that. That's nice and smooth. Apologies again to everybody who tried to join us on YouTube. We were trying to do it on StreamYard. They're having technical issues, and we had sound issues. So,
hey, y'all.
Oh,
Dilla.
Y'all, okay.
I'll deal with you later. That's what you're going to be saying when you see me.
Okay, I told you it's this damn sexual tension. Y'all got to hurry and get that shit out your system.
For one, I need you not to tell all my business. Don't worry about my sexual tension. I ain't got no
I'm not
tension.
worried about it. I'm like in the crossfire. So that's why.
Yeah, you like that light fade on that side, my nigga. Hey. That's the side you're going to be rubbing on.
Let me text our guest real quick. We on IG.
That's going to be Dilla right here.
He going to be feeling through that scalp and all that shit. So what's
my girl? Your hair so soft and silky.
You know what? What's up, Keaton?
I use juices and berries.
But we were talking about that McDonald's mom on our StreamYard set. I'm just tired of all the goddamn nonsense. I know it's love, but I'm still gonna harass your ass. It don't make no damn difference if it's love. It's harassment. What the hell you doing? You admiring yourself? That's what it looks like, you admiring.
Hey, spiritual. No, I'm just sitting here watching you go off on somebody. Look.
Oh, I ain't going off on nobody. My eyes are wide open though.
Yeah, making sure certain people don't come in. I had to cuss out last night.
Yeah. We don't have no certain energy brought up in here because I got time today. Believe and trust and believe. But we're trying to see if Damon Williams.
Hey, Jay Dilla. Still gonna fuck you up.
What's up, Harry? What's up, everybody?
Here you
guys have not done so, please go to the link in our bio and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We usually go live every Wednesday night, and we were trying to make sure we could do an early interview today, which did not work out in our favor. So it is what
everybody been putting up chopped up burgers. I don't know where, but that's what the host should have did.
Yeah, she should have made that into 4 slices and call it a damn day. What's up, crazy work, Mom?
Yeah, so, what me and Michelle was laughing at, because we was talking before StreamYard was acting up, how that heifer had the nerve to cam back up to defend herself with a full-fledged singer ghetto lashes on and a full sew-in. Okay, but you ain't got no food for your baby. You not cooking. Make that make sense.
Please make it make sense for me, because I need to know if you get business, you should be in there cooking and trying to keep all the cash you have on hand.
And that's what I don't understand. Why you got 4 babies and they don't have a hot meal? Stop taking y'all's kids to these fast food restaurants. Cook for your child.
And stop putting your kids in the middle of that bullshit. You know, I'm so tired of folks just putting their kids in the midst of shit. Oh, he was doing this when we were together. Well, y'all ain't together no more.
Y'all not dating no more. And yes, we are blood sisters. Same
Exactly.
mama, same daddy.
Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to see if Damon can come in here. If not, we're just going to have a good live and just talk some shit about that particular situation, because I think she should have left that damn follow-up video alone.
You know what? I'm going to let you lick my weak-ass fade. How about
if it was
that?
fake, I wouldn't be. Yeah, somebody there said if it was fake, I would not be surprised. But that, if I'm going to do something fake, I don't want to put nothing out there that's going to put me in a bad light. You know what I mean? So you complain about this man not feeding all your children, but you got.
But you know, folks always want to say something fake, like they said when that woman threw out that man's mama's urns was fake until they saw she was charged.
Well, you know what? That was a reenactment. That actually was a situation that happened, and I think since she had gotten convicted, they somebody did a reenactment of it. So we'll just, yeah. So I don't know what the hell going on, but y'all got to calm down. Y'all doing too damn much. Y'all buying McDonald's, throwing on this damn street. You're throwing over urns over the river. That would catch me a damn.
I just need all these fools to calm down. It's not that serious.
It really isn't. It really isn't.
If he cheat on you, well then stop talking to the nigga. It's simple.
You would think it'd be simple, but
it's very simple.
What's up, DJ Hercules?
Hercules came in. I ain't seen him come in.
Yeah, he's in here. Hercules is in
what
here.
I heard.
I'm trying to see. So you guys hit that share button. Thank you for the badge purchase. Thank you, Crazy Work Mom, for the badge purchases. That's why I stick with Cougars.
What you say?
In his goddamn Cougar comments. Because number one,
I don't know if my stuff just stopped or let me go on my phone, because you know it will do that.
Doing the most. But if you are into Cougars,
it did. Yeah, because I see Hercules just came in.
Right. So we were talking about the McDonald's mom, but now we're gonna get on the Cougar talk, because most of these young men, I don't know what it is, y'all like to label shit, but y'all love getting with a woman who's a little older than you.
Because they want a hot meal.
Exactly.
Niggas want a hot meal in peace. Because the older bitch ain't got time to be chasing after your ass.
I ain't got time to be, well, yeah. This is true, because the older woman, she gonna look
lettuce tacos. Okay, girl.
I need to know what the hell going on with you. I ain't buying your ass no PlayStation. You can get that out your head. Because I got a PlayStation for you I was born with. Right, that's my PlayStation for your ass, okay? So you ain't. And that's what some of the times, that's the main purpose of y'all getting with older women. Is because she got some damn skills and she know how to work them pots and pans. So let it be known.
No, it's hygiene. You know what? Y'all are these comments.
They stupid. Yes, they be granny. I have never had, maybe but one time, a man I've dated that was my age. Never.
I've never had a man approach me that was older than me. They've always been a year or two younger. And then the youngest one is 7 years younger than me. And I'm like, why are y'all chasing after me?
So here we go. Uncle's on here. What's up, Uncle?
Hey, Auntie, how you doing? How you doing, Auntie? You know what I'm saying? How y'all doing today on this blessed day above ground? You know what I'm saying? Every day I wake up is a great day. Amen.
Amen to that. Jay Dilla, don't get slapped. Jay Dilla in here talking trash. And I'm going to let you get a close-up so you can see what this angle work with, okay?
I love talking about Cougars, though. You know what I'm saying? I love talking about Cougars because, see, what y'all don't realize is me. The Cougars is for me, it's all about the hygiene. Okay, it's the hygiene.
Okay, that was you that said something about hygiene. Okay.
Yes, because see, the Cougars had an apparatus that they used to keep the ginger tight that they don't use no more. And it was a red bag that had a long tube on it with a sprinkle on the end.
Oh, you talking about a douche bag?
The real douche bag, not the goddamn Capri Sun they got. You got a little handheld look. Not the Capri Sun bottles y'all got. Y'all squash and shit. You ain't
But
flushing.
you know what? You might be right because we was talking about because we was on Jake Live and we were talking about the grip. How women grip. And somebody in the comments said, well, not all women are able to grip.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna tell you that Sylvia and Gertrude got some grip. Okay, you wonder why? You wonder why? You wonder why Mr. Willie was fixing all her cars and all them kids with his kid? Cause she will grip it down. Okay, he
He
said,
was
"I'm
just
coming."
buying everybody McDonald's, wasn't he?
Hey, what McDonald? He was buying the real shit. He was going out there getting the real food. He'll cook that shit. He got all them kids something to eat. I brought them all hamburgers because she'll grip it down. She'll grip it down.
So
Granny,
fried
grip it,
chicken. Is that what we talking
grip
about?
it down. Grip it down. I'm telling you,
Grip
grip
and fried chicken. There we go.
it. Man, listen, if you ain't never had your meat gripped by some cougar meat, boy, you in for a surprise. Cause when you get your meat gripped by some cougar meat, whoa, boy. Whoa, boy, you hear me? I'm trying to tell you. Hey, it's
You know
on,
what?
boy.
What's up, Conflict?
Afternoon, good
And see,
afternoon.
both of these, hey, what's up, Conflict? But see, and both of them into fupas.
Hell yeah. You know how much good coochie I know, Fupa? Man,
Lift the hood.
Look,
shit.
look.
I
I found something better than the fupa.
What's that?
The poochie.
What's
What the
that?
fuck is a
Coochie?
Poochie?
That little part above the coochie.
Yeah, that
If
fupa
you
was
get up
what
under
you
the
rolled
fupa
in.
and you get to the poochie, you got to separate the poochie to get to the coochie.
Coochie. Oh my God, bruh. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh,
I'm trying to tell you. Y'all don't listen to me. Cause I'm gonna tell you what, I know this new age
the jungle
people
crotch.
is all about all these, looking good and having these eyelashes and having these
I
snatched
hate them
bodies.
lashes.
But
Thank
listen, ain't nothing wrong. You having all them snatched lashes and snatched bodies, but you smell like pee-pee. Your hygiene ain't right. It don't make no sense.
No, but let me tell you
It don't
something.
make
Look,
no sense. You
you
shouldn't
not
have no
lying.
pee-pee, Pussy.
Michelle, no, I talk about this hair for every freaking year. When I was working in this building, a salon, and this girl was half naked, weaved up, and when that heifer walked past, the odor was pungent.
Pungent? Oh, that's a
Pungent.
word. That's a word. Pungent.
I could
That is
not
a
believe
A
it.
lot
word.
of
It was
these
like a
young
nerve.
girls don't know it's hot outside. And these lace fronts, they mildew a little bit.
Pungent. Ooh. It smell like,
Yeah, when you leave it in too long.
hey, she smell like
I just
spoiled.
want to thank y'all just for having braids right now and just a little bit something on the lid. That's all I need. That's so perfect.
Well,
Thank
Let
you know,
your
you.
this
scalp breathe.
it's too hot. You know, I don't want to do my hair. But me and my sister, we're not into the eyelashes and all that. Because when I take my makeup off, I don't want to look like a totally different person.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't do the contouring. I don't do all that.
right.
I just put something on to
Shut
make
up,
me
Dilla.
look pleasant.
Shut up, Dilla.
Dilla
He calling
always
me.
talking shit.
Hey, he calling me Ice Cube stunt double on the lottery ticket.
What
You know what? Jay Dilla is like the
Now, why
IG
you had
pro.
that damn filter on, Conflict?
They can't do a
Please
live
take,
without
bruh. I swear right now, if I'm not catching some Mr. Clipper vibes right now, if you don't get your Mr. Clipper.
Well, first of all, our guest has entered the building, gentlemen. So I want y'all.
We go. Yeah, we out. Kick our ass
Okay.
out. Yeah, we
Peace,
boot
bro.
our ass
Y'all
out.
some crazy
Deuces.
ass nigga, I promise you. Please follow.
Because I was like, where our brother at? 'Cause I can go down here and finish this apple pie. I gotta finish.
Yeah, we got shit to do now, so we got to do what we got to do. So let
And
me
he
get our
got
guest
things to
in here
do.
real quick, see if we can work this on out here. But see, y'all done made up new names, Lift the Hood, Cougar Cooch. I mean, whatever y'all want to call it, y'all still come to the play yard for the shit, okay? Keep that in mind. All right? So I'm
Well,
trying
they
to see
seem
if we
to
have our
love it.
guest in the building. There he is.
Hi.
Had to come back to IG, bro. Sorry about the damn technical difficulties, but we're going to work it out regardless. How you doing? Mr. Williams is in the building.
What's happening? How's everything on your end?
We better not can hear and see you.
Okay.
You guys that are in Houston, he will be here this weekend in Houston at the Comedy Lounge doing some stand-up. We're going to check out the Saturday show. We definitely want everybody to be in the building because this man is a legend. He went from owning a Subway restaurant to being the comedian that he is now, major content creator. So what was the transition for you? I mean, you said, okay, I'm tired of slapping these sandwiches together and I want to make some people laugh instead.
Hey, to be honest, that's part of it because when I went and got me a franchise and felt like I was going to be a boss and own me a Subway, and I thought I was just going to come in after the big lunch rush, pick up my money, go jump out and be on my boat. I was in that damn thing baking bread and slicing salami and packing cheese, and
Salami.
I was like, yeah, they had salami on the Italian, the BLT.
Yeah, I was being nasty. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So I decided, you know, after it wasn't working out, to be honest, I wasn't making no money. In order to make money at Subway, they say you got to be a multi-store owner. Fast forward, I sold the joint, got out the game, and decided to go up to All Jokes Aside. I heard about open mic night hosted by Dale Givens. I went up, and I never looked back. Been doing stand-up ever since then.
Awesome.
That's what I'm talking about. You just said, damn them sandwiches, I'm hitting the stage, and you ain't never look back.
Indeed. And, you know, and that was a good time because that was when Def Jam had just hit real big and Comic View was about to start. So I went in there, got my thing. You know, back then you ain't need to be on social media. Now you need to have 1 million followers to get 100 fans at a comedy club. But yes.
But don't you find it odd how the things have changed? They look more at your social media following to make sure if we book you, we can take advantage of your social media too. I mean, do you get asked about your social media before they book you?
They don't ask, but I'm sure they look. And fortunately for me, you know, I've been around long enough. No matter what genre they use for advertising, going to be somebody that recognized the fact that either it's people who knew me when they was buying VHS tapes or the DVD era or the social media era. I've been around for the whole lick. So I've been around comedy almost as long as Joe Biden been running for president.
Okay.
That's a long man.
I said almost. Joe been running since A-Track, though.
For real.
Joe ran during the A-Track, cassettes, CDs, LimeWire. Joe been running.
Yeah, he been doing it. He finally got in there, so we was going to have his fun for the moment. But I definitely want to get some take on, like I said, because you find comedy in this everyday situation. I watched a clip of you where you talked about you shot your damn self. And I'm like, it's funny how you can convert real life situations, and as painful as a gunshot is, you found a way to make that laughable.
Yeah, that's key. The reason why I do that is because when I'm talking about my own experiences, no one else can have that same story. So it separates you from other comedians. Like we can all talk about R. Kelly just got 30 years, but you know, I could talk about the fact I remember when R. Kelly was hooping in Chicago and he signed an autograph for some people and they couldn't read it because he couldn't write. See, I guess that's my take because I was there.
I was gonna say, was he able to even sign his name?
I'm telling you, it was scribble.
Or didn't you like your boy did a Harlem Nights, just put an X?
Pretty much. Hey, Phil is spelled with a PH.
Right. That's like you about to be a rich nigga.
Don't do
right. Somebody about to get knocked the fuck out.
Don't get me started.
I found out also that you do a lot of writing. I caught a clip of you with Sherry Shepherd, and you've actually been helping Sherry with some material. Are there any other people that you work with in the industry that actually rely on some of your genius writing?
No, that was really the first for a stand-up. I mean, there's been occasions back in the day, early when Dion Cole was on Conan, he would hit us up. You know, we had got a little squad, and he would hit us up with a topic and say, what you got on this? But as far as most of the jokes I write, I use. But Sherry specifically wanted me to help her punch up her set because she was going on tour with Kim and Babyface, and she hadn't been on the road like that, and she had never done a music concert, and I've done plenty of them. So she brought me in for that, and then subsequently I ended up going down to the show and helping her write the monologue for that episode you mentioned on the Wendy show. So when she gets the Sherry show, which debuts in September, I'm hoping to have some input with that as well eventually.
Okay. What you say, Heifer?
I said, okay.
That's funny how you refer to her as Heifer.
Well, we sisters. I mean, that is the name of the show. I mean,
yeah, and she being nice right now because she calls me a lot of other things behind closed doors. It's just awful.
You gotta be telling her online. This is the first time this man interacted with us. Be quiet. So anyway.
We might as well go ahead and break him on in.
Might as well.
I mean,
okay.
Because when he was on the other live, what did you say? Pussy has a curfew. I about died.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Coochie does have a curfew, man. I mean, you might get some late night when you come home, but it ain't the one you want. It's the one you get.
So he was like, "Look, I gotta go, y'all. Okay, shit."
I got something to do. I'm trying to catch the prime time coochie at the house.
I know that's right. When
You
she ready to throw
don't,
something back at you. You don't want this. I
yeah,
want to
you
see
don't
you
want
just
that.
catch the coochie.
Go, I don't want that. Go on, get some.
Yeah, just here.
Hurry up.
Here.
Yeah,
The curfew,
yeah,
the curfew coochie was classic. That was a line that stuck out with us.
Oh,
But
you know,
yeah.
look, but you know, I had respect because a lot of men don't put respect on the Coochie Time. They think the coochie gonna be there just because she there.
it's a drive-through.
Yeah, we don't do a drive-through coochie. Like he said, you want the prime time coochie where I'm throwing it back at you. Not where I'm
Exactly.
just laying to the side, nigga here.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well stated.
Oh my God, Maki's ass is good. I promise you. But I mean, I'm glad that you do have grown folks conversations like that because I think we've got a little too squeamish when it comes to comedy. We're all grown. We all have everyday situations that we deal with and some intimate situations. I find funny when you bring it to the stage. Do you have anybody coming up to you after you've done a set afterwards? Oh, well, I liked your show, but you ever get some of those?
It's usually white people or older people. I had this one time in Vegas, and I had this joke about two deaf people arguing. And this lady came up to me, which is funny in itself, right?
Right.
This lady came up to me and talking about my daughter was enjoying your show until you did the joke about deaf people because, she's hearing impaired and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, shit, she ain't hear most of the show. How the hell she hear that part?
Thank you.
I'm like, why did you tell her? I asked her, why did you tell her what I said?
And you know that's what happened, but them hearing impaired folks could be assholes. I got into it with two deaf people. I did. The whole couldn't get an order right.
I'm leaving that alone.
Damn you too. I don't know what you're saying, but damn you. Because I can hear the attitude behind it.
You can hear that?
Bitch mad because she couldn't get her order right. I said, you know what? Go get your son, heifer.
Yeah, please get somebody to translate for my ass. I'm not gonna be back and forth all day.
Cussing me out and
What's the joy that besides you writing material, but now you actually hit the stage back on tour? What's the joy of you being on stage?
That lockdown and trying to do comedy on Instagram and on Zoom was treacherously torturous. I enjoy what I do. I do this for me, but I do it for people as well because I know what we all going through on our daily lives and how much stress and gas high as hell and eggs $1 a piece. Anybody got time to be serious all the time? So when somebody come out, spend their money, burn their gas, buy drinks, and sit there with me because they heard I was on a flyer, I give it my all because I respect the fact that they did that. Plus, I enjoy it. I was a comedy fan before I was a comedian. I saw Eddie Murphy live twice in his prime. And the man made me laugh so hard that I was in pain. My face was sore. My rib cage was hurting. And I said, hurt your face funny is what I'm trying to be if I'm going to be in this thing. So I take it real serious.
Okay.
Yeah, I can tell you do because you have I like the way you shift because you'll be having just a level conversation. All of a sudden you drop a bomb joke, that whole shit go out the window. Because I'm telling you, that damn coochie reference Rocky made, you see how it stuck out in her mind.
And I just respected that he had respect for the Coochie Time. Because ain't nothing worse when you make plans and a nigga be running slow, running late. I'm yawning. I'm getting tired. So he about to get that. You not about to get no prime time pussy. Period.
Let's get some shirts done. Coochie Time matters.
Right. and if you wait too late, you know what? We're gonna Netflix and talk.
You're right.
How about that?
Exactly. But now that we in this really sensitive time when it comes to comedy, people are too damn sensitive nowadays. They can't take a joke no more. Whatever they think that you may have meant by it or take a joke personally, do you find yourself, especially on social media, dealing with some backlash for something that was supposed to be a joke, but they got into their feelings about it?
Yeah, let me give you a most recent example. That the day of, and I try to be like cutting edge. So as soon as something happens, if I have a joke about it, I'm doing it because I do radio every Tuesday and Thursday with Sam Silk on a station in Cleveland called WZAK, but it's heard nationwide at WZAKCleveland.com. the day of the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, of course, I went online and I made a quick little video of myself practicing the pullout. You know, I was like, all right, fellas, you might as well get your pullout game in order. 1, 2, 3, pull out. 1, 2, you know. So this lady hit me up talking about that's very insensitive in light of this, the Supreme Court's decision today to overturn Roe v. Wade. I said, ma'am, that's exactly why I'm doing it. Should I wait a week and then bring it up? No, you got to be on point, especially on social media, because you want to be first one to have to take it. And come on now, I wasn't making fun of abortion or the lack of abortion. I was talking to the fellas. We can't even get abortion. So stand down, lady. The hell you talking about? They let her have it, though. Most of the times people get right on people. When somebody come at me for something I'm doing in light, in spirit, they'll be like, you on a comedian's page, you know, don't take it serious. If you can't take a joke, don't be on this page, because we here to laugh. So my people come to my back most times. But yeah, it's funny how people, you know, get sensitive on a page when they know it's clearly a joke. You know? Now, I could have had a serious take on the abortion situation, because what people don't factor in is how it feels to be a man who gets a woman pregnant and the woman decides not to have the baby for whatever reason. He has no say in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That happened to me. This girl talking about, well, I've been doing cocaine. So, you know what I mean? People out here is descendants of cokeheads.
Yeah, and they having the healthiest babies.
Hell yeah. And they walk a little faster, but you know, other than that,
little fucker won't go to sleep on time because he hot.
Yeah, he be up. He be up, you know. Yeah, but it's a healthy humor, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, you can find humor in the darkest of places if you use tact. So for all these people with the cancel culture and all these situations like that, I feel like, and this is my advice to comedians, if it's funny enough for the people involved in the joke to laugh at it, you can do it. So if you're doing an LGBTQ joke, the gay person should be able to laugh at the joke and not be bashed by it, and you should be okay. My goal is if people are laughing, they're not complaining.
Thank you. And I think that's all it's all about. But I know when I go to a show, if I turn on a funny movie, that's my purpose. I want to laugh. I want to have a good time. And really, we could just get up here and get in our feelings about jokes nowadays, which is killing me. And folks actually go on, you know, online campaigns. Well, they said this joke, and they'll pop up in every live. Well, did you hear that joke? You said, like, don't y'all didn't laugh, did you? You didn't have enough laughter in your life.
You missed a hug, or you missed a titty from your mama. I don't know what the problem is, but I'm not offended by the pull-out game. You know, I had to get on my doggone godson because he kept having kids. I said, nigga, your pull-out sucks. You need to work on it.
Hey, sucking is better than the pull-out.
Well, there you go. But, you know, I'm
tell him, son, you're doing it wrong. You tell him, son, don't pull out. Push in. Her mouth.
Grab the back of her head. And I want men to know women ain't sick of y'all doing that shit.
I tell you.
The back of our head. I know what I'm move.
Yeah, I mean, pull out might have a few oopses, but the throat game is undefeated.
The throat game was undefeated.
I don't know one woman that ever got pregnant from not being accurate with the throat game.
You ain't never heard no miraculous pregnancy that way.
Well, he need to get more throat, okay? Because like I said, boy, you need to work out on your pull out. If you have one more baby and see what happens.
What's up, Hirsch? What's up, Kraft? But I mean, I'm glad that you said that, because I'm so tired of the oversensitivity when it comes to having some jokes on here. And we're also in a time beside, you know, the Supreme Court taking away stuff. How do you feel about the fact that they gave us Juneteenth, but we can't teach Black history in schools?
You know, let me say something about Juneteenth to begin with. I understood what it was about when slaves were, proclamation was in 1863. In Texas, people didn't find out in Galveston until 1865. But that ain't when slavery ended. Hell, it was still slaves in 1965. We just didn't call them slaves. They were children.
Well, you know, hey, a lot of folks
we call them children. Everybody in that age group, you born in the 60s and 70s, whatever, you was a slave. You woke up on Saturday with a list of things to do that you didn't get paid for, and if you didn't do them, they whip your ass with something. That's slavery.
Right.
Everybody on this live watching and had a parent wake you up in the middle of the night talking about, come do your dance. And now you a kid down there. That's slavery. Slavery didn't end until about 86.
Y'all a damn mess.
Do you think we're raising a generation of oversensitive children? Because it seems like everything that goes on with people under the age of 18, I want to say between the ages of 10 and 18, that's when you should be kind of forming your own opinion as a young adult. But then again, we want to umbrella and helicopter our kids. And when they get out in the real world, reality slaps them dead in the face. I mean, so I know you're not doing that in your household.
Well, you know, I mean, we all try to give our children a life better than the life we have. So generationally, we pass down the pussification of our children. You know, we made them soft because our parents were so hard and their parents were worse. So now we trying to, you know, get them involved in programs and take them to school and drive them to school and shit like that when we had to walk. I don't give a damn what the weather was. It could be, y'all don't know, in Chicago in the winter, if school was open, you was going, and your parent had to get to work. They had time to drop your ass off, so they put an extra scarf around your face and pushed you out the door. Now, you know, we can't even let kids walk down the street. So it's a lot of softness, but it's also some of that we were imposed upon, or that was imposed upon us was trauma. You know, it was passed down trauma.
Yeah.
So we were raised. We think we were raised right, getting hit with a goddamn electric extension cord, but that ain't really necessary if you really spend the proper time with your kid. But all kids ain't being pampered. So it's gonna be some hard kids out here, like them 3 other kids that don't get McDonald's. They gonna know the facts.
They angry.
They gonna know the facts of life right away. They getting a lesson as we speak.
Now, look, no, you know, we were raised with a better life, but we got fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
We never had it was always a belt, or we got cussed out. Yeah, I don't have any kids,
or both.
But I'll tell my nephew I will punch you in your fucking throat. I let it be known. We're not doing this.
Oh, our threats are the most horrendous thing you can say to a kid. I toss your ass out this car while we speeding if you don't shut up back there. You know, we had some terrible threats, but we weren't gonna do half that shit.
Let me tell you what this heifer did. Let me tell you what this heifer did to her child. I forgot how old my nephew was. But he was doing something, either being extra. This hoe pulled over the car after we left the zoo. Get out then. No, mommy, no. Get the head out the car then. I said, oh, Lord Jesus.
Hey, that gave him a quick dose of reality without him leaving the car. You go, I talk about that crap in the back seat. I'm up here trying to make sure you good. You can get out there.
Yeah, I forgot what he did, but he pissed her off. And I said, this hoe done pulled over and tried to put the child out the car.
Well, we definitely were threatened with the most horrendous threats. Like, I remember I had an aunt, and she used to always tell us she'd beat the cowboy stew out of us. I'm like, first of all, I had cereal. So that's gonna be,
see, you would have got
gonna be a hell of a beating to beat some stew out of me if I only had cereal. All right, I'll be good, because you about to beat some stew I ain't had up out of me. So yeah, it's a different time. But to be honest, we still have to be. I have a son. He's an activist. He's a social activist, and he's all about, you know, social justice and programs out and making our people better and the world better. And he enlightened me about, you know, the whole thing about making how homophobic and misogynistic comedy was in the 80s and 90s. Because Eddie Murphy was the worst at it. You know what I mean? He used to call the fags, call people, you know, F words and all type of thing. Half the things he did on Raw and Delirious would get him canceled now. But we have to also realize that if a joke affects a person's humanity, if that's who the person is and who they believe themselves to be, then it shouldn't be joked about. And that's kind of how I gauge. You know, I got a different tact. I still say what I want to say, you know, because my audience comes for what I do. So I ain't worried about the people that come for what I don't do.
Yeah.
You know, and so if you don't like what I do, you know, you're probably at the wrong show, and God bless you. But I try not to offend, you know, but I'm not going to walk on eggshells or stifle my humor for the sake of, you know, one person out the group's feelings or one person's viewpoint, because it's always going to be somebody could be offended about any topic you bring up. So if it's funny, it's funny. And if you do it right, they all laugh.
Yeah.
I like what Tammy said. Comedians need an advocate group like Comedians Against Assholes.
Facts.
Right. Comedians against bitch ass people.
Well, we got a lot of them.
Okay.
Yeah, don't bring your bitch ass to the club if you got a thin skin or you can't laugh at what's happening in this world. There's so much serious shit going on. We just come through a whole pandemic. Anybody got time to be worried about no hashtags out here?
But, you know, I think the pandemic may have put extra on it you know, people being by themselves and they getting a little bit able to come out. You know, people went crazy on IG. And I was just like, has everybody been this crazy? Or is it just, you know, it's just like, it's like a storm of ignorance.
Well, we didn't have, sometimes you used to be crazy to yourself, you know, you'd be crazy, you crazy around the house. People on your job knew you was crazy. Don't talk to home today, she crazy. But it wasn't a chance to have a platform to display your crazy and find like-minded crazy people to agree with your craziness. And you know what I'm saying? And then start a whole movement of crazy. I mean, Donald Trump probably been an asshole since the 60s, but we didn't know until they gave his ass Twitter.
Okay. Yes, Lord. And you know, Lord, it is bad when Twitter got to take your account and you the damn president. What was? And I was like, oh, Twitter, thank you. But, you know, it seemed like, too, when he was president, it was like stupidity became a norm. Like, it was okay to be ignorant and crazy.
It just exposed it. And like you said, and emboldened the nutbags that was out there and the racists that always been racist. They just didn't have a place to display their racism, and like it's strength in numbers. So if it's okay for him to say it and him to say it, well, hell, I'm gonna say it. So that's just like saying if you going to the Capitol, I'm going to the Capitol. We all going to the Capitol. Now a lot of those people had mundane professional lives, and you know it was doctors and accountants and all type of people out there, but they was out there wilding out because they found their tribe. You know what I mean? And now their asses is getting pointed out and indicted selectively, but. You know, it's strength in numbers. When you feel like the mob is going this way, you join the mob.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Well, I want to talk about right quick, you know, because comedy has definitely changed since not only the pandemic, but social media. We were just talking to Rodney Perry last night about how you vary social media comedians versus comedians who have a passion on the stage. Is there a formula to translate your social media content to the stage?
Some have been successful, but I don't think you can really bring the content to the stage because what we do is it's not something that you can capture in a 60-second reel. You know, it's not something you can capture back when Vine was around. The people who do social media humor are brilliant at what they do. They figure out the mentality of it. The ones that go viral. Some of it is you know. It's low ball. Some of it is brilliant, but they touch on day-to-day life experiences. But what we do is a little bit different. But there have been some comedians that started out doing videos that are successfully translating the humor over to the stage. Like DC Youngfly is a great example. Yes. I've watched him grow in his stand-up, but he has respect for the craft. So he's put in the work. You know, he does know that there's an art form to doing a set versus just coming out with 85 South and roasting the audience and roasting each other. You know? So he's one of the great examples of that. There are many others, so don't nobody out there take, hey, I'm good at it too. You know, and who am I to say? But in my opinion, he's one of the best to do it. So Jess Hilarious has done her thing as well. And there's many other examples. So it's a way to do it because it's funny. If you know how to portray your funny on here without having extra actors involved, then you can bring it to the stage. But if you got a skit, you can't translate a skit when you got different people doing different things, falling out and wigs and all that, and stand there by yourself and be funny with the same story.
Exactly. I mean, cause I was looking at that because I've seen a lot of that happening. You know, some do good when they get on stage and some still got a little growing to do. What do you think is the strongest or best advice you can give a comedian when it comes to stage presence performance?
You got to put in the work. There's no shortcut. T.I. found that out the hard way.
Yes.
You know, by trying to start at the top. That's not how this works. And, you know, I'm sure he had some times when he was in a welcoming environment in the A down in Atlanta where everybody already know he T.I. and, you know, Grand Hustle, and he got goons and people going to laugh and ain't nobody going to, you know, challenge his funny, you know, especially when you got a bunch of people around you that's, you know, depending on you. So they definitely ain't going to tell you not to do it. But he went to New York where not only are they not expecting him to be funny, and it's the epicenter of Boo, where Boo was born, the home of the Apollo. But also, they might not even be T.I. music fans, because Southern music and hip hop in the East Coast was two totally different things.
Things.
So he ain't gonna get. They didn't give him the grace that he could have had, and you know he was having a bad time. He couldn't dig out the hole because he didn't have enough experience. You got to go and work in these little rooms with 10 people standing there looking at you, and make them people laugh and find out what works before you find yourself in an arena. No disrespect to him, because I admired him, and I said that from the jump. It's courageous to even try this shit.
Yeah.
Just to go up there and stand there by yourself and think you're gonna make some people laugh is kind of insane. But it takes a certain amount of courage. So he had the stage presence. He understood the game. He'd been watching it long enough. He's supported comedy shows over the years. So he in particular. But my advice, back to your question, my bad, is do the work. You got to get it out every chance you get. Open whenever you see a microphone. I don't give a damn if you work a drive-through. Then try to make the customer laugh between the time they place their order and get to the window. You know, if you're at a funeral and you got 2 minutes to speak, think of something funny to say about the deceased as opposed to being sad, and see if it works. Because if you got a microphone, you should be trying your craft if you want to be a stand-up. I don't care where you are.
Okay. Now, what if you hit the stage? You've been working on some content you think is going to win your audience over. You try it on stage and it fails, major fail. You got all kind of boos if you even get a chuckle. Do you go back and recycle that material, get some input on it? I mean, what would you do in that situation?
I'd have to imagine what that feels like, because I have no idea.
Okay. He said, I don't know what it's like to bomb, okay?
But to be honest, I tell comedians this: if you're gonna try a new joke, if you have 2 jokes that already work, do one of your best jokes first. Try the new one. If it don't work, don't even acknowledge it. Talk right through it, but make sure you talk right in transition to the next joke. That way, that point doesn't matter. Or acknowledge the fact, well, that didn't work. And when people see that you admitted that you know that bomb, that's funny to see. And people love for the joke to be on us sometimes too, because they're already on edge and worried about being joked on. So if you up there joking and your joke don't work, they love to see you say, well, it was bad. It worked better at home, or they laughed in the car, or it's funny to me.
Yeah.
So it's ways to get out of it. But I always say, have a joke before and after you try a new joke.
Now, I've seen because we love talking to comedians on our platform, and a lot of people will say, well, you guys are not really comedians, so how would you have any say-so in this or any feedback? Well, number one, we're audience attendees, and we do support Black comedy. But
I would say we get the back and forth because you got some, oh, yeah, no, y'all are comedians. I know the hell I'm not.
No, we're not. We just talk shit.
Yeah, talking shit is. I respect comedians because y'all have to put shit together. You gotta have a timing, motherfucking timing. Get to the joke. I just be talking, talking shit.
Yeah, because all we did.
Yeah, but just talking shit. If you all were to go back and look at all of your film footage of all your episodes, you could actually glean some material out of that. Because if you say something that's funny, especially when it's natural and spontaneous, you just have to recreate and reinvent that moment or that timing. And that's where the professional comes in versus people that are just funny, is to be able to do it time and time again. And that's why most comedians will tell you the most important thing about comedy is your timing. Sometimes you could say a joke 10 times, and the 11th time, if you change one word, it'll throw the whole joke off.
Yeah.
Because the timing is right.
Yeah. We did a live podcast, and I forgot what Michelle was talking about, but I said something about some Moby Dick compared to a penis, and we had a good time. It was hilarious. We had fun, and it was natural. We were just being ourselves, talking shit.
Well, that's how I got into it. I used to say, and my wife, she coined this phrase, you being serious, but people laughing. So basically, people was laughing at my seriousness because it was just my take on topics, and I'd say something like, that's some bullshit. Why the hell would they blah, blah, blah? Yeah. And they would crack up, and I'm like, So when I started recognizing that people were laughing, and I was already a student of the game and enjoyed watching comedians back in the day when I was a child, I would stay up late and watch the Tonight Show. And if a comedian was on, I'd be up there watching. I don't care if it was Bill Cosby or Nipsey Russell or any of them old white people, George Carlin back in the day.
Oh, I love him. That's my wife.
Rodney Dangerfield. Rodney Dangerfield was a beast because he had one-liners. My wife is so ugly. That type shit. He was hilarious. The wife's cooking so bad, the flies got together and fixed a hole in the screen.
Facts. We was just talking about. We was just telling Jake he need to watch his movie. Of Rodney. What was that movie?
Easy Money.
Back to school.
But no, Easy Money.
Oh, Easy Money. Yep.
That's
got
one of my favorite Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah, there's a couple of carrots fed out the rabbit.
Right.
No. He cold, man. Rodney was one of the greats.
And the thing about it, I think with everybody being in this comedy game, whether you're an audience attendee or personality or professional comedian, we all had a starting point. I know for me personally, it was Carol Burnett for me because we already saw a lot of men, you know, doing what they had to do. But when I saw Carol Burnett, I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to be a funny woman. And even if we don't do stage presence, conversation could be comedy altogether. So
her show, man, was so damn funny. They were so funny that they would make each other laugh and throw each other off. They couldn't even get to the scene sometimes. Yeah. Joan Rivers don't get enough credit for what she did in this game. Joan Rivers was a beast. She didn't give a shit. She roasted everybody. She was the first woman to have a late night talk show. She was cold with it.
But you know, I think because she had that late night show and had it taken from her. I forgot the guy's name. That had another show. He got pissed with her, but she had a way of pissing folks off too, though.
Yeah, I mean, but
probably why she don't get the credit she deserves.
But that's the thing, you know. Some of the things she did as a woman pissed people off, but most men could get away with. You know, she becomes.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, she becomes hard to work with. She's a bitch, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Same shit with Leno. Leno and David Letterman was such hoes when it came to them fighting, trying to get Johnny Carson's spot. They did all type of hoe shit, but they didn't get the same type of backflack from it because they're men, and it's a male-dominated business. Comedy is one of the most male-dominated business. That's why I'm very compassionate to ladies in comedy. I book lots of them at the club here at Riddles and make sure that they get the same treatment, same pay. You know, because if you sell tickets and you're funny, you're supposed to get what you got coming. And I know a lot of guys, you know, a lot of times, especially if you're a decent looking comedian, a guy try to book you because they want to try to get you there and sleep with you. You know, I've never had a relationship or any type of relations with a lady in comedy because I respect anybody that tries to do this. And I know the road is harder for women in this game.
Yeah, and we know a lot of female comedians, and I promise you, they quote, she says she's seen more penis than a porn star.
Yeah. They get back to the office to pick up their check, and it's a dick out. You know what type of shit?
I got your bonus right here. So
right, you want to make a bonus?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like now, you about to be filleted. Keep playing with me.
Now I called you live the other night when you were talking about being a comedy club owner versus just getting you a room for the event. I want to know what the benefits are because see, we've dealt with comedy club owners. That shit is not easy because the bread and butter comes from off the sales off that menu and anything else that you buy because the comedian's gonna take a percentage of ticket sales, if there's any merch, anything. Could you please explain to the audience?
Well, the overhead of any establishment is nonstop. You know, rent is every month, utilities is every month. Yep. So if you're having a bad turnout or something don't sell or it's terrible weather, so the club can't open or people not coming out because there's a storm or there's a snowstorm or the comedians missed his flight and you got to refund that money or whatever. Anything like that, you still got to pay it. If you're a promoter like I do, I make a deal with the comedians most times based on what they generate. So we got a 50-50 stake in this because I'm not going to take the loss because you asked me to come and do my club. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't own the club. I don't pay the utilities. I don't pay the light. I don't pay the taxes. You know, all of that comes with ownership. But the flip side is if you are a club owner and it's doing well and you have a efficient kitchen with fast quality service to get the menu items in and out so people can get their stuff and you sell drinks, the markup on drinks alone is incredible and enough and to sustain you. And if you know how to book it accordingly, you know, you can book comedians that people may not be clamoring to see, but they're funny enough that they're entertaining and they're affordable. So now you don't have to give 80% or 90% of the door to the artist. Yeah. You know, so that, you know, it's checks and balances, but it's trial and error and it's a lot of experience I've had because I've been doing this thing 29 years.
Yeah, we got an opportunity and I'm still going back and forth about it, about doing a live performance here. And it's a room of 300. So I'm like, okay, we're not like, you know, we're not a national stamp. We're not even a local stamp as far as I'm concerned. We try to keep it humble. But if
Yes, we do.
take that opportunity to do our own show, I mean, just from a promotional perspective, what would you recommend?
Just book a headliner or a host, someone to mediate or to come in that has a draw. Now you absorb their audience, you know, and your people coming there. But y'all do something. I could tell y'all got loyal followers. I'm sure if y'all do something, the people gonna want to come and support it just because of who you are and what you mean to their day-to-day lives, because they come back and they enjoy every time they see you. So they're gonna come for the experience. But just to put that icing on the cake, you hire a headliner or a celebrity host and somebody that's gonna do that extra draw, and then y'all get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, because I'm going back and forth on who I want to put on that ticket. So I'm glad about that, because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, who could we get? Since we're out here in Houston, we definitely got a lot of talent located right here in Houston, including the great Ali Sadiq. So that's a good idea.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned his name. That brother, in fact, I'm going to reach out to him when we come off here because I want to get him to Chicago. His special on YouTube is a must-see.
Everything.
It's
I
a
watched it
classic.
at least 15 times.
It's a masterpiece. His storytelling ability, the way he took us through that journey. I set up one night, my wife had went to bed. You know, it wasn't one of them nights, so she's like, Coochie, got to go. And I stayed in the man spot, you know, and put him on the big screen and did what I did, and you know what I'm saying? And man, I felt like I was at a comedy show, and I sat there and watched that brother. And I should have went to bed, but I watched the whole damn thing in one sitting because it was so damn funny. Shouts out to Ali Sadiq. Tell him I said it.
Yeah, well, I told him that basically, you know, he on every damn podcast, and that's one thing I do love about the Black comedy community. I'm just gonna put it to you that way, is that we like to network amongst each other. We definitely support each other. Steve Brown in the building. What's going on, Steve?
Steve.
But I mean, do you find yourself among other comedians? You guys are always exchanging lessons. It's not an ego-driven situation. You have no problem taking some info. Let's just say if you and Steve was on the same stage, and he may have peeped something during your performance. Now, if he was to approach you like, man, you know, I caught this. How do you observe?
Oh yeah, that's called somebody giving you a tag. So like they'll watch, man, at the end of this, if you say this, bow. It was a guy from Chicago, a comedian who has since passed away, James Hanna, may he rest in peace. He became a writer for Steve and said on the first on the Steve Harvey show, because he was always at the back of the club with his notebook, and he'd sit and watch his set, and then he'd come up, and I got a few notes for you, got a tag here and tag there. So we call that tagging. And most times, you know, if it's funny enough, you know, we'll use them. But personally, a lot of times for me, I don't validate the joke, the laugh, if it didn't come from something I thought of.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Every once in a while, I use a tag that just is so perfect that I would have never thought of it, but I use it. But I don't like to kind of fabricate the material. So sometimes you'll get good tags and it'll go in one ear and out the other because you already got this is your baby. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And you know, but we do that often. Yeah, younger comics love to give older comics experience advice like that too. And it's so funny when I'm in the green room and a guy come back, man, that was funny. But you know what you could have said on this? I'm like, first of all, yeah.
You sound
know
like
what you
that's
should
my
have said?
first of all.
Right. It's hilarious that you need to be giving yourself advice. I just watched you.
Exactly.
Okay, and you didn't do too good.
Right.
Right. Yeah. I could give you a notebook right now on what you should have said, but I appreciate it, you know. But like I said, comedy for me is so very personal that's how I don't understand how people can steal jokes, you know, and then live with themselves. Because the laugh is counterfeit. You know what I mean? That's not an authentic laugh. You didn't earn that laugh. You stole somebody's joke.
Yeah.
And after a while, you said it so many times, you think you thought of it. So I guess you get comfortable with yourself. But if I heard somebody say something funny, and I swear it's been many occasions, there's one particular joke this guy got, and it's just a tag on his joke, and he probably don't even do stand-up no more, but I never have done it. But I told him, I said, man, if I ever want to buy somebody's joke, it'll be that one. So he had this joke about people getting in fights in the hood, right? and I forgot what they call him. They call him Old School. He's from Milwaukee. I believe his name is Old School or something like that. And I hope somebody sees it and tells him I gave him his plug before I even said it. He had a joke about fighting, and he was like, you know, you don't want to be the example of the ass whooping in the neighborhood. So the joke goes, you talk that shit to him, but I ain't Tony. You know, so he said, you never want to be Tony. I ain't Tony. And everybody know what that means. That means Tony was the one who got his ass whooped. And luckily, I can't even tell the joke the way he told it, so I'd never be able to use it. But for him, he say, yeah, you say what you want, but I ain't Tony. Boy, that shit made me laugh so hard.
He's so
And I knew it.
See,
It was
I ain't
hilarious.
Tony with that bitch. I ain't that bitch.
Exactly.
Michelle know this.
Bucky's the comedian. Everybody says she should have done stand-up. She just naturally ignorant. I'll put you that way, so I ain't gonna tell her what's coming from her mouth.
I do hair and sage niggas and talk shit. That's what I do.
Oh, well, that's it. That's why you should. My wife is a hairstylist. She did it for 20 years. And all her clients, hey, what's up, Allie? All her clients will say how funny she was because she basically has a stage while she's doing that. And in the salon, that's why the movie Barbershop and Beauty Shop were made, because that's a place for us to have a platform to laugh. I mean, you can sit in the barbershop. I know some barbers way funnier than a lot of comedians I know. Have you dying the whole time. In fact, you want them to shut up so that they can finish your haircut. But they like, and another thing, man, I told him, man, you know what I'm saying?
You know, and that,
get back to the cut.
Piss me off. Then if you can't work and talk, shut the hell up. See, I can talk
Exactly.
and work.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't be cussing at my customers for doing dumb shit.
Right.
To their hair. Bitch, you knew better, right? So why'd you do it? Or why you just couldn't wait?
Yeah, then they want you to be a magician and fix the bullshit they did.
And I tell them right now, look, I don't have no damn magic wand.
Right. We can only do so much here. So with this tour, what else you got going on your agenda, sir?
Man, let me tell you, it's a lot going on with me right now. Fortunately, there are about 3 or 4 movies that I've done that were like kind of just languishing are now up on Tubi. So they got new life. One of them was released on Tubi. It was the first platform, and that's a movie called Heaven on 7. I'm actually the leading man throughout this whole film. It's a funny little premise where I'm a preacher's son, but my father passed away and leads me to church, but I'm a hustler. So now I got a casino in the basement of the church, so it's called Heaven on 7. It's a lot of little plot twists with that. Another spoof movie we did, Rodney Perry's in that, and so is the first Aunt Viv, Dark Skin Viv, called Not Another Black Movie. That's on Tubi. Another throwback, man, this dude did this movie probably in 2015 or 14, something like that. It's called Hate Love. There's another one, White People Money, is on Amazon Prime. It was on Stars and other things. That's with Drew Sidor and Bart Fitzpatrick. Bart was on The Shy, and he was also just on that the Tommy Power show. And so, you know, that's popping up. But then, you know, we got live shows. I do the club. We closed this weekend at Riddles. We gave the staff the weekend off. But we also are coming back July 8th and 9th. But on the 9th, I'll be at the Chicago Theater with Earthquake and Donnell Rollins, plus Leon Rogers from Chicago and Just Niche. And then I go on a cruise, all-black cruise called Festival at Sea. And that's July 16th through the 21st for me. Then I jump off to come home because we saluting Tom Joyner and doing the OJ's farewell tour with the Isley Brothers. That's at the Erie Crown Theater in Chicago on the 22nd. And then on the 23rd, we're doing a charity situation in Tunica at the club, the Funny Bone out there right outside Memphis for a charity. And after that, yeah, then the month of August, the first 3 weeks, we do a comedy festival in Martha's Vineyard. It's called the Martha's Vineyard Comedy Fest. Go to marthasvineyardcomedyfest.com, or all that shit is on my Instagram. Just look through it.
Man,
I know. I'm like Breezy. I'm like Breezy. Breezy, like, where our movie at? I want to be in the movie too, you know.
Well, look, Instagram has put the countdown on us. Everybody, thank you guys for joining us. Mr. Damon Williams, you guys make sure you follow us, man. We're going to check them out at the Comedy Lounge here in Houston. And y'all make sure y'all follow some heifers. We talk all kind of crazy shit. We like to talk to comedians, people about making their funny happen. Mr. Williams, thank you so much again for the time. And so sorry for our StreamYard drama.
And thank you for the badges, people.
Yes, always support with the badges. And thanks for having me. We'll talk about that. We'll do a recap of the show.
No problem.
This weekend, this Friday and Saturday, somebody said when. This Friday, Saturday, Comedy Lounge Houston. Go to comedy with a K, comedylounge.com. I believe that's their site.
Yeah, that's exactly how you speak.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Appreciate that. Everybody else in the building, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you follow Mr. Williams, and we out here. Peace.